AI agents, which are autonomous programs powered by large language models, or LLMs, are starting to reshape how we build software. Instead of clicking through a UI or writing integration code, you can now just say, send a text, and the agent will handle the rest. The technology that makes this possible is the Model Context Protocol, or MCP for short. The new open standard enables agents to discover and leverage APIs and contextual data from diverse sources, including databases, enterprise systems, documents, and live environments. In this video, we'll break down what MCP is, why Vonage is embracing it to make our APIs more accessible in the AI era, and finally introduce some of the MCP servers we've been working on. First, what is MCP? MCP is an open protocol specification that standardizes how AI agents discover, describe, and interact with external systems, including APIs, databases, and contextual data sources, without relying on custom integrations. It defines a structured communication layer between an AI model, often referred to as the MCP client, and the entry point to the external resources, referred to as the MCP server, giving the AI model access to data beyond just the data it's been trained on. But you may still be wondering, why is MCP such a big deal? There's been a lot of hype around AI in the past few years, but MCP finally offers AI developers something more practical and scalable. These AI agents can chain together tools, adapt to changing contexts, and execute workflows based on plain language instructions. This provides a ton of flexibility for you as a developer. It introduces a shift in how we think about integrations. Instead of wiring together services with application logic, you expose your functionality as self-describing tools. Each tool describes what it does and how to use it, and agents determine when and how to invoke it. This means you're no longer scripting the steps. You're offering capabilities and letting the agent decide what to do. Your services become modular, composable, and usable by any tool that speaks MCP. It's a shift toward agent-first development, dynamic, loosely coupled, and designed for a world where natural language becomes the default interface. MCP itself doesn't think or perform reasoning. That part belongs to the AI agent or LLM at runtime, using MCP as its bridge to the outside world. Just as OpenAPI defines a standard for interacting with REST APIs, MCP gives AI models a similar standard. This helps AI agents find, understand, and use tools in a consistent, structured way. The ability for an AI agent to reason comes from the React Agent Framework, getting its name from the combination of words reason and act. This framework helps LLMs decide when to use a tool, how to execute it, and what to do with the result. With frameworks like React, agents plan and act in steps. Let's take a look at this workflow, for example, when a user asks, "What's the weather like in London?" First, the question goes directly to the MCP client, which is able to interpret it using the LLM. The client then calls the MCP server to determine which tools the server has access to. After the client learns what tools the server has, it then goes back and tells it to invoke the weather tool. The server then calls the weather API to get the weather in London and returns it to the server, which eventually makes its way back to the user. One of the many benefits of the agent being able to reason is that it's able to adjust its approach as needed, much like a developer debugging in real time. For example, if an agent tries to send an SMS and it fails, it could automatically switch to WhatsApp or email. At Vonage, we believe developers should be able to integrate communication capabilities wherever they need them. As the agentic interfaces grow more common, we want our APIs to be ready. We want our APIs to be easily accessible by any AI agent, modular and dynamic, fitting into whatever workflow or environment developers are building, and secure and controlled, so tool use can be monitored, sandboxed, or gated. MCP is an ideal foundation for this. It enables us to expose our APIs as an AI-native tool that agents can discover and utilize in real time. With that said, we've officially kicked things off with our first supported MCP server. This is our documentation MCP server, which allows agents such as Claude, VS Code, or Cursor to search and return content from Vonage's official API documentation. Ask your agent things like, how do I send an RCS with Node? Or what parameters does verify expect? And it'll fetch the relevant documentation for you directly from our docs. Check out this blog post linked in the description to learn how to get it set up in no time. Though this documentation server is only the beginning. We're also developing an official tooling MCP server. This developer-focused MCP server will give AI agents structured access to live account and configuration tools. In its early access phase, the server will support features like application management, allowing you to create and configure Vonage API applications, including authentication and callback setup for voice, messaging, and RTC. It'll also support numbers management, so you can rent, configure, and manage virtual phone numbers directly through the MCP interface. It'll even give you reports, allowing you to query usage data across communications channels, retrieve call or message records, and generate billing or analytics reports. We'll be launching the server for developers first, where you can start trying out real workflows, give feedback, and help us shape what's next. To stay up to date on Vonage's documentation MCP server, or to be notified when our new MCP servers are released, subscribe to this YouTube channel, join our Slack community, and check out our blog at developer.vonage.com.